Imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect, imperfect, imperfectly, imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect couple. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to the Imperfectly Perfect Couple podcast. I am Candy.
And I am Tank.
So, we have been on a little bit of a hiatus. Took a little bit of time off. A lot of time off.
Yeah.
So, I know a lot of you all are wondering why or what's been going on or what has happened.
Well, we're going to tell y'all anyway.
Yeah, of course. So,
but that's later in the show. So, how you doing? What's up?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I can say I'm straight.
It's always good to check in with each other. See how how you're doing, how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah. So, how was your day?
It was okay. It was pretty laid back. So I didn't really do too much of anything. I mean, I had a couple of, little things that went down, but nothing that I couldn't get over and pass or help the next person with. So
okay.
What about you? How was your day?
For me, I am learning a new technique. Things I can't change, just let it just be.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person to where, no, you gonna hear me. Somebody gonna hear me. You gonna see it. Because if I'm feeling it, you gonna feel it. That's the approach that I was taking before. So now I'm kind of like just woosah.
You're staying grounded.
If that's what they calling it, if that's what it is.
You're settling in your earthness.
Hey, listen, but I still got a way of letting people know that I don't agree with certain things. But I'm not being over the top with it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So overall, my day was good. It was straight. It went by pretty fast. Yeah, I can't complain.
Cool.
Can't complain.
I hear you.
So anything has caught your eye or?
I mean, there's a lot of things that are catching my eye. I mean, there's a lot of things that are out there that are in the public that people have been constantly talking about.
Like what?
Like politics. That's the first thing.
Politics.
This
is an election year.
And there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of controversy surrounding a lot of stuff with just the, election in general.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I've had some conversations with some people, and they kind of feel as if a lot of people just don't care.
I'm kind of getting that too.
A lot of people just like over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They over the whole politic type thingy or whatnot. I mean, you know what?
I think it's more so the versus who, like the Republicans versus Democrat type of deal. I think a lot of people are looking for like the results, like because we've had both sides, and it's like, what have either side produced? And what are you going to do? And what's going to change? Because it's a lot of the same kind of things that are happening over and over. It's just kind of repeating cycle depending upon who's there. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But we'll tread lightly on that because, that's not really what this show is about. So we kind of tread lightly on that.
Of
you know
course.
What I mean?
I don't get into that stuff anyway. That creates arguments and conflict.
Big time. And this is not that.
This is not that.
And then how can we not forget the diddler? You know what I'm saying? Of course, you gotta.
I would say what you did to me the other night, but
what was that?
That's too much.
The diddler. I mean, that don't kind of sound right with all of that going on and throwing the diddler.
No, I'm not saying it like in that type of tone or anything like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. What I wound up. Yeah. That was you wasn't expecting. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of that's kind of it's sad if you will everything that's taking place with him with the diddler. you know, I don't want to say I don't want to say he's an icon. Would you say that?
He a music mogul is
a music mogul. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's in the 40s, mid 40s for sure. I'd probably say 50 to 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like
40.
That's like you say who?
I said 40 to 50.
Yeah, 40 to 50.
Big, basically that's big era.
Yeah, that's kind of like dang. You know what I'm saying? Just to know that Buddy was getting down with, allegedly getting down with all of the things that they're saying. That's kind of like, man, and then his children and all of this stuff. So I mean, man, it's just sad.
Yeah, and then they talk about like how it's portrayed and how we kind of beat up on each other, as a race and stuff as a whole. Like how other things may carry out differently just amongst cultures. And it seems like we kind of kick each other down even more if you was, but either way it goes, like two wrongs don't make it, make it right.
I mean, I'm going to have to play devil's advocate on that. And it's funny that you bring that up, especially the thing about what certain ethnic groups may or may not do, or whatever the case may be. And I've even said that before, but I also got to question myself, like, which I'm bringing it to you. If we're not necessarily in those circles or in those communities and in those rooms with those other ethnic groups, then how can we really say what they do or don't really do? We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying now, I mean, granted,
I think how it's portrayed, like
what's on the outside. Yeah, we just going off of what we, you know what I'm saying? So, but that can be a good podcast topic to jump on too. You know what I'm saying?
To circle back.
Yeah, for sure. And then, and more current news, we got a strike that's taking place.
Oh my goodness, again.
You know what I'm saying? And we're just gonna have to see how this one play out. I mean,
yeah.
All right, now you know what? An older lady, she brought it to my. She was like, it seemed like all the old people was the ones just paying attention to this one. And I kind of say, I would say, I think it is. That's like really paying attention to this particular, like with the ports and all that stuff.
No.
It seemed like a lot of the older people are the ones. Are you gonna stock up this and this and that? Because I've even seen a few people pose the question on, social media, like, hey, I don't see nobody really talking about this. Y'all worried about all these other things and celebrities, so on and so forth. This right here could potentially be serious. You know what I'm saying? As far as the prices. I know you said what your mom said earlier.
Yeah.
My mom, she didn't necessarily go out and say, just flat out just say, hey, are y'all going to stock up on something? She just was like, well, yeah, they saying stock up on this. So I can hear the sense of urgency in her voice. You know what I'm saying? Then, like I said, when I was at work, one of the older ladies, she like the way how she said it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, that's something worth looking into. I mean, but.
Yeah, because they said, like, this is all the East Coast as of right now. They were saying that they're thinking that the West Coast may join with their ports as well. But, it's kind of reminded me of the demic when, a lot of stuff had changed in the stores because a lot of the overseas stuff wasn't coming over as fast and a lot of that stuff was
potentially.
Yeah.
Because it ain't got there yet.
I'm just saying it's putting me back in that particular space.
It has the energy to go there.
Yeah, like,
the rush.
Only one pack of tissue per household.
But that hasn't happened yet. So, you know what I'm saying? We can't, hopefully it don't happen. It don't go to that, but, and then I got some thoughts on that too. You know what I mean? So we shall see. Anything else?
I don't know of anything else that kind of like, that's kind of been like the major thing. And us getting the extra moon. That's been a thing too.
But we have yet to have seen it because of how the weather.
We can't see it though. But they said you can't see it with the naked eye.
but we haven't seen the moon in a few days. Where we're located in Michigan, we haven't.
I know it's been cloudy. I'm just saying that's another current thing that people have been talking about recently. So it can't be seen with the naked eye anyway. So we don't know what's hovering up there if we can actually see it or not.
I mean, I want to say what day was that? What day was that? Might have been last Wednesday, when I was at work. I took a picture of the moon, but that was last Wednesday.
I know, but this supposed to have started as of
the 29th.
Sunday,
yeah, the 29th. So
yeah.
So I don't know. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. We can't forget about this.
What's that?
What about the the plant, the place down in Georgia?
Oh yeah, and then the hurricane too.
Yeah, well, it's quite a few of them. Quite a few of them. But that bio lab or whatever.
Yeah, biolab exploding.
Yeah, that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I seen some of the footage, and it was like a lot of a lot of people that were driving on the highway, and they were filming it as they were driving, and it was like, that was scary. So,
you know what? To me, I don't think it wasn't necessarily scary for me. It's just more so like concerning. Not necessarily scary. I think it was more so concerning. The only reason why I say concerning is because it's like we just stated, we got hurricanes and winds, and, we're shifting from one season to another season. So we do have different weather patterns that's taking place. And a lot of times when tropical storms do take place, a lot of that wind normally blows up this way. So if that stuff is hazardous or whatever the case, or just even the people that just stay in the close proximity of where it happened at, like how serious or dangerous is this stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't say scary, but I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I throw this out here, to say, bear with us, we getting our feedback wet again with this whole thing when it comes to delivering podcasts to you all, the Imperfectly Perfect Couple podcast. We're going to get into this when we come back. All right. We are back. So, as promised, we have a few things that we are going to discuss. The challenges that we have been facing, or that we have had already been faced. Like, it's in the past, and we kind of feel it. Would you say that we kind of grip on them, or we still working them out?
I think we're still working them out. So that's a working process.
All right. So what would you say? What would you want to narrow it down to? Top what?
I don't really have a top. Like.
Okay. No, I was just saying because I didn't know if you was like pressed for time and you wanted to just keep it so it don't have to be a top 3, 4, 5. I mean, we can constantly keep going.
Oh, I don't have a cap per se.
Okay. So well, start off there.
I would just more so say just like time management. That would probably be the first thing, like as far as like the reason why we stopped. I think, just not only, I know not only just being parents and working jobs and things of that sort, like, that kind of like can get unbalanced when it comes to trying to do everything. Cause, we do everything ourselves, from the comfort of our home, and Tank edits and films and does all of that stuff. So
every social medias, and
a lot of that stuff gets, it can get tiresome, just like the next, hobby or thing that you may be interested in, or things that you love to do. And I think that's number one, like
time management,
like not knowing kind of when we should set a schedule for this or do that, or, and then everything else on top of family and all of that.
Listen to the gurus. The gurus will say, you gotta make it happen, no matter what, by any means necessary. That's what they would say. That's what they would tell us. You know what I'm saying? It said by any means necessary. Yeah. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, I'm just as guilty. Yeah, most definitely time management. For sure, time management would be there. Exactly like what you stated. I also think, I believe that for me, I mean, because how hands-on I am with it, like after the cameras go off and lights go down and all of that type of stuff. I'm thinking the creative part, like after, keeping it fresh, not necessarily the same redundant message over and over what your counterparts may be doing and what's connecting and what's not connecting. I mean, I know that people say that you shouldn't pay attention to stuff like that, but when you are as hands-on as we are, you pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? You really do pay attention to that. So I would say creatively for me, because there's so many different things that I would like to do creatively. And once again, the time management part. I mean, my day may not be as fulfilling as Candy's day, or vice versa. Candy day may not be as fulfilling when it comes to work, like outside of this, and just, you know, with our children and everything. So it could just be, it's numerous of things that can take from that, you know, that can minus from your creativity power or your will to want to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because yesterday, I thought we was going to do something yesterday, but I mean, when I came back in, I read the room, and that's another thing. Got to be able to like pick up on it. I mean, because you can push, but sometimes that pushing, you know, it don't want that energy to come off wrong. You know what I'm saying? On the camera, you know. So I feel as if I kind of want to give people, you know, the best version of us. You know what I'm saying? So that's with me. So creativity, keeping it fresh, along with the time management.
Yeah, I hear you.
What else? Would you got another one?
I would just probably say I mean, that's piggybacking off of time management, but just organization. I think that's, you know, the key part in the time management. Like, especially like when we get home and stuff, usually I'm the one to get home with the kids. So it's like, if I have to cook or if I have to do X, Y, and Z, like he cooked one time and how long we been in this house?
But y'all they called me and told me how great it was, though.
It was great, and I would like more of it.
Will be more.
So therefore, if, you know, even with the meal thing or whatever, like just having, you know, that type of stuff prepared or already in my mind, like what I'm going to cook. I kind of been thinking like ahead anyway, like, okay, well, I got this in the freezer. I could thaw this out. We can make this, we can eat this, or whatever the case. But, you know, sometimes I think that gets challenging too, just with like meals, because it's like the same. And it's like, how many ways can you know, tweak some chicken, or how many ways can you tweak some salmon, or tweak, you know, all of that stuff. So it's like I'm constantly trying to look up like new ideas to keep dinner fresh, because I don't want it to get boring to where the kids are like, we just ate this last week, or
You know, I mean, if not yourself.
Yeah, like, because you get tired of it yourself, and then I think that's when a lot of people like kind of indulge spending extra money outside of the house and fast food and things of that sort. Because,
and for us, off top, the cheapest place is $45 to $50.
Yeah,
once again,
for a family of 6.
Cheapest place is,
and that's
$45 to $50, and that's just being cheap. Off top, if we stepping outside, that's $45 to $50 off top.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, that's cheap. That's the cheap route. You know what I'm saying?
I remember back here about 3-4 years ago when we were spending way less. Like, we could get it off of $30, sometimes even $25. Like, I don't feel like that can even suffice in the grocery store sometimes. Maybe you can get a meal, one meal
it's some
to
ways.
stretch over 2 days.
It's some ways, but
for the same amount of money, so that therefore you can go back off of it and eat. But if you're talking about like day to day, I remember it was sometimes where we would eat fast food 5 days and it wouldn't affect us like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like now it's like that $50. It's like, okay, we got to see if this $50 can last us 2 or 3 days. So let's cook something in bulk so that we can
something that makes sense.
Yeah.
So basically, the food, keeping
challenge.
Yeah. The nutrition, keeping the children, or just everybody in the house nutritionally satisfied, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Satisfied.
Hey, I mean, you know, because I mean that goes along with this too. I mean, everybody's getting older. You know, like we stated in the little, somewhat, if you will, PSA that dropped last week, when it comes to the way how we were able to do podcasts at night or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. You know, Kaylani, you go to sleep early. Nah, that ain't happening like that. Mm-mm. If anything, she wants Candy to be right there. You know what I'm saying? She's vocal. She ain't just laying down. She's not the little tiny one. And I know we're not the only ones that have children or whatnot, but hell, this is our podcast and this is what is going on with us. Shit.
Yeah. So she tells me in a minute, I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Let's go upstairs.
She mean it.
And it's like, you know, I nursed Kaylani for 2 years. So
she basically just stopped this birthday, this February.
This past February is when I said no on her birthday. She knew it. I kept telling her. So leading up to all of that and going past that, now the attachment is I need you to fall asleep with me now. Like, in a sense, like, no more.
I gotta be by you.
I gotta be next to you, under you.
Yeah.
You know, and even when he here and he nap with her, it's a closeness and a bond that they share to where it's like, we going to go down.
Yep.
So
and she stand on that. I mean, and then the other thing that I would say that's just family overall. You know, I mean, we have teenage son,
about to be a tween daughter, preteen.
Preteen daughter that just got into middle school. He's in the 8th grade. She's in the 6th grade. So it's like we're dealing with
toodles.
Just a lot, you know what I'm saying? He wants this, she wants that. He want to understand why he can't do certain things, you know. I mean, then you top it off, you know, he has autism as well.
And there's a lot of things that don't mesh well with his attitude and him maturing and him, like, it's a challenge, you know.
So you know, it's a lot of different reasons, you know. No, this is not a cry out for sympathy, but it's just filling you guys in. You know what I'm saying? Just filling y'all in on what's been going on, you know, because it's a good number of you all that follow us on social media and see that we are doing things. We have posted things. We're gonna talk about, you know, the summer trip that a little getaway that we did.
The concerts.
Yeah, the concerts. We're gonna talk about that, you know. The pool. You know, we're gonna talk about all these little things that we did this summer or whatnot, you know. So it's time we back. I mean, always as before, we would greatly appreciate any type of topics that you guys want to touch.
Any feedback.
On. Yeah.
If you don't want to talk to this guy, you can talk to me, you know, because I'm here, you know.
I'm busy doing other stuff, editing and trying to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? We, and so it's a lot of other things, from the magazine that we were in. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
The Voyager magazine, you know what I'm saying? The pictures that we wound up taking and we dropped and how all that stuff came about. So we're being busy in other areas.
And then I think too, like it's been, it's a lot of time that we've been taking too, like individually and as a couple, just to have like reflection and things of that sort.
That don't go too far with it, because that is most definitely
I'm
a
just
topic.
saying.
Like,
I got you. Just to be able to look back on, who we are individually, who we are as a couple, and just feeling like where we need to fit pieces in, where we need to remove pieces, things of that sort. Just kind of just knowing, getting a better understanding of who we are and trying to grow.
So I mean, I really don't have too much more to say. I mean, but we are here. We're in a clear space because we made it this far. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what I was going to say is, if you guys have any topics, questions, or suggestions, you can. Send me an
email. Send me an inbox, send me a DM, or you can send, our page, all of that. What was that?
That was the email coming through.
So, Imperfectly Perfect Couple @gmail.com, or you can reach us on any of our social medias. Imperfectly Perfect Couple with Tank and Candy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and we are also streaming on your favorite platform. Okay.
Yep.
So
we are wherever podcasts are streaming. Yep, for sure. Yeah. Well, I think
back at it again.
Think we're about to close it out
with another one.
So we will be back.
Don't even start that.
Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfect.